Hi and welcome to Toolbox Heroes episode 2. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope that last week's video helped you some way in turning those leads into customers. If you haven't seen that one yet, you must go back and watch that. And as I promised, we will start looking at how to market and how to get those leads in at the top. But there's one place that we really need to start first of all with that. And in this episode, we're going to talk about old grannies, phone parties and umbrellas. I promise it'll all make sense. Right, first off, I want you to imagine something, okay? I want you to come on a journey with me. I want you to close your eyes and imagine something. And I want you to imagine that you and I are in a partnership, a business together. And our business is a nightclub. We run this fantastically cool nightclub down to town. And what we're going to do, when social distancing allows us to again, is we're going to run a phone party. And I don't know if you've ever been to one of them when you were younger, but a phone party on the dance floor, they like fill the dance floor with a lot of foam up to here. And you could be sort of running around and kicking people on the floor, not even knowing about them being dead. And then you've got to drive home with just your pants on because all your clothes are soaking wet. Ridiculous, really. But we're going to put on a phone party, okay? Because there's a cool thing to do for the people in town. So we can do loads of things to market it. We can have some leaflets printed. We can go out on the street and we can hand out leaflets. We could advertise on social media. We could put adverts in different places. We could send emails out. We could do loads of different marketing, okay? But I want us to think about who we think is the type of person that's going to come to that phone party. Now, I think you've got that in your head already, the type of person that goes to a phone party. But will it be these two? Are they the type of people that would come to a phone party? Well, you never know. Or are we going to have more success if we market the phone party to these? They're the ones that are going to come to the phone party, aren't they? Now, let's say that we've got another business. Our other business is repairing dentures. We repair false teeth. Someone's got to do that, but we repair false teeth, okay? So if we were going to market the false teeth repair shop to people, who would we market to? Would we go to these again, who actually look like they've got false teeth because they've got beautifully white teeth there? Or would we have better success if we went to old Howard and Hilda again? They're the ones that are more likely to have false teeth, aren't they? Now, one more thing. I want you to just bear with me. One more thing, okay? Have a look at this. This is like a standard umbrella, okay? Now, how much would you spend? Say it was raining down the street and you quickly had to get an umbrella and you had to run into Marks and Spencer's. How much would you spend on an umbrella? Now, I'll tell you, the usual price answer I get for this is a £5. That's the usual £5. Someone once said 20 quid, which everybody in the room went, £20. But most people would say a £5. Now, have a look at this umbrella. How much would you spend on this umbrella? Does the same thing. You pop it up, it protects you from the rain. And this umbrella sells for, it's made of real crocodile skin, by the way, it sells for £33,000 for an umbrella, which is crazy, isn't it? And you're sat there thinking, that is absolutely bonkers how someone could sell an umbrella for £33,000. But there are people out there that will buy it. Now, for sure, that's not me. I don't think that's you either. But there are people out there that will buy that £33,000 umbrella. And it's from a website called Billionaire Couture, which sell ridiculously priced things to people that have endless money, okay? And now, that's not me. And they have thought about who their customer is. And that's what this is all about. It is thinking about who most likely around is your type of customer and the type of customer you want in your business. Because we can all say, oh, everybody's my customer. Everybody all around the area is my customer. But they're not really, are they? Not everybody's customer. Like Apple are the biggest company in the world. Not even they can say that everybody's their customers. Because I'll tell you one thing, my nan is not Apple's customer. She thinks that's something you buy to keep the doctor away if she's got her false teeth repaired. So not everybody's our customer. And I want to just take you through like the little process to work out who is your customer and how you can identify them and how you can market to them to make sure that your marketing stands out a lot better than it may do now. So what I'm trying to say is the best place to always start in marketing, after you've worked out that funnel, of course, which was video number 1, when we're starting to think about bringing leads into the top of that, we should try and target people. We should try and think about who the best customers for us are. Now, one way that I like to do that, and I did this in the lockdown period because I had a bit of time to do this, I went back through my last 3 years' accounts and I went through all the customers, because you should have all the income on there and all the different customers. And I worked out who were my top 5 paying customers. And I put them in, like, number one was the highest paid, the most, and it was quite surprising, this exercise, who came out the top. And I looked at that and I thought, I want more people like that. I want the ones that don't question me at all, that give me money. And actually, one of them, interestingly, was a passive house, which is like one of these wooden houses that's completely airtight. There's no brick dust, there's nothing. It was beautiful to work on, just screwing straight into wood. I had really cool LED lights throughout. The project was brilliant. The guy did not really worry about the cost of things. He just wanted someone who was quality to do the work. And when I saw that in that result to that little test, I thought, I want to work for more people like that. Now, I didn't know until I started looking at this the other day. There's passive house associations, there's passive house websites, there's passive house magazines that get delivered to people that want to build these themselves. So that is how I will start looking at that. That's how I will find that type of customer. So that is starting to direct me to where I can find more people like this. So the first exercise you can do is you can go through all your past customers, maybe put them in order of income, how much of income, and then think, well, actually, I want more of them because they give me a lot of income. Or you could say, actually, I really like working for that job. I really like the people. I want to work for more people like that. Where can I find them? So that is one of the first exercises I would do to try and find more people that I want to work for. The second thing that I would do in this exercise is to come up with a customer persona, or we might call it a customer avatar. And that's when we come up with like a character in our head of the type of person that we want to offer our services to. So I don't want to say, like I said, I don't want to go to everybody. I want to just appeal to a specific audience. And the reason I really want to do this is because A, it will affect the way I write the marketing, the language I use, maybe the images I use, and B, it will affect the way where I put these things. Will I print it? Will I put it online? Will I use a website? Will I send emails? Or will I use social media? And if I don't know what that type of person's like, or how they react, or how they act, then I will not know the best way to reach them. So let's think about our old granny and our granddad who sat there wanting their denture repairs. Now, they are not going to go onto Facebook or LinkedIn to find people to repair dentures. The best way to get to them, and actually they're one of my types of customer I want to work for, pensioners, because they prefer quality over price, is the best way to get to them. There's two ways actually. Is one is in the local parish magazine, because they love that. They love the local parish magazine, and they like community, and they like local people to work for them. And two is to either put a flyer through their door, like a little flyer drop, or a direct mail piece to them, because that's the way that they communicate with hard copy stuff. Now, if I'm going back to those teenagers, those smiley teenagers, what do you think the best way is to advertise the phone party to them? Well, I'll tell you now, it's bloody TikTok or Snapchat. That is where they are at. So where are your customers at? What are they going to be looking at? When I'm building a customer avatar, the first thing I like to know is where do they live geographically. So geographically, where do you serve? Are you a UK-wide business, or do you serve just a county, or maybe just a few towns? So just think about the first thing, where do they live sort of geographically in the UK? So the second thing I like to think about is what type of person they are. So what income levels have they got? What type of house do they live in? Are they married? Have they got any children? What age are they? I'm just trying to build a picture of the type of customer. And if you have got the perfect customer you've always worked for, I like to use them as my customer avatar. Question 3 is, what problem do they have that you solve? And that is a good question to articulate when someone asks you, well, what do you do? But people will have problems and they have issues that you need to solve. So that question is, and it's good to write this down, what problem does your customer have that you solve? Question 4 is, what objections do they usually have with using our service? So, is it lateness? Is it cleanliness? What objections do people have? And it's good to write them down, because then you can counteract them in your marketing. And then finally, what I like to know about them is, where do they look? What things do they read? Where do they look when they look for people? Do they look on Checkatrade? Do they look on Rated People? What books do they read? Do they go to conferences? What television programs do they read? And when you can answer all of these questions, you can build a picture up in your head of what that person is like. And that makes it so much easier to market to them. So if we were running those two businesses, the dentures and the bloody phone party, we would have an avatar for the phone party, which would be the teenagers. And we know that they're aged between 17 and 19, maybe 20. We know that they live in our geographical area because that's where our nightclub is. We know that they like TikTok and social media and things like that, and YouTube. So, and we know about them, how to advertise to them. So we would use TikTok. But if we were going to advertise to the old uns, we know that they don't use any of that stuff. We know their age, and we would write to them in a different form, a different manner than we would write to the TikTokers. That is how we think about the customer avatar, so we can market to them differently, because everybody is not our customer. And this applies to all businesses, not just tradespeople going to people's houses. If you're a tradesperson going to factories or going to commercial premises, or whatever you do in your business, you will have a person that makes the decision whether you get that work or not. So you need to do the customer avatar for them, so you can work out how to market to them and what to say to them. Even if you're a florist and you do different types of things, which you sell flowers to people for funerals, or you sell them for weddings, or any christenings or anything like that, those people have different needs and they act differently. So customer avatars are really important, because it changes the way that you market to people and how you would market to them, instead of this blanket marketing. It's good to know who your customers are, who you're marketing to, and that will make your marketing work so much better. I hope all that makes sense. Any questions about that, just ask me in the comments below, or send me an email. Every Wednesday morning, I will post this video on LinkedIn and Facebook, and every Friday, if you've registered, I will email the video to you so you can watch it at your own time, because some of them are longer than the others, and I know that you might not have time on Facebook or LinkedIn to watch it. So if you'd like to register for the email videos, in the first comment in this video is the link that you can go over to. Just pop your email address in there. I'm sure you'll do it again, and I'll send it to you on Fridays. Or when you're over on YouTube watching this, just subscribe, and then you can go back anytime and watch them then. And I'll see you next week for our next episode of Toolbox Heroes. Thanks for now. Bye.